Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm going to share with you 15 life-changing lessons I learned in 2025. Some of these lessons came from success. Some came from failure. Some came from heartbreak, but all of them changed how I think, how I live, and how I see the world. And if you're watching this, maybe this is the right time for you too. The right time to reflect, to pause, to grow. Because the truth is, life doesn't always give you what you want. It gives you the lesson you need. So if you want to improve your life in 2026, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually, then listen carefully. And one more thing. This video will also improve your English listening and thinking skills. So take your time, stay with me till the end, and I promise, something inside you will shift. Subscribe right now, because this channel is here to help you transform your life, one powerful video at a time. Let's begin. Lesson 1. You can't control everything, but you can control your reaction. This was one of the most painful and powerful truths I learned in 2025. You can't control people. You can't control the weather. You can't control the traffic, the economy, your past, your boss, or how someone treats you. You can plan everything perfectly and still get hit with problems. You can do your best and still get misunderstood. And that used to make me angry. I used to overthink. I used to break down. I used to waste my energy on everything I couldn't control. But then, I learned something that changed my life. You don't need to control everything. You just need to control your reaction. That's your power. That's your peace. Because when someone disrespects you, you can react with silence. When a plan fails, you can stay calm and make a new one. When life surprises you, you can choose not to panic, but to pause. Imagine you're holding a glass of water and someone bumps into you. The water spills. Why? Because you were carrying water. If you were carrying juice, juice would spill. If you were carrying coffee, coffee would spill. The point is, whatever is inside you will come out when life shakes you. So if you're filled with anger, fear, anxiety, that's what will spill. But if you train yourself to stay calm, kind, focused, that's what you'll carry. You can't control life, but you can control what's inside you. And that is your real power. The strongest person is not the loudest. It's the one who doesn't react in anger. It's the one who doesn't let small things destroy their peace. It's the one who learns to respond, not react. So from now on, repeat this to yourself. I can't control everything, but I can control how I respond. I choose peace. I choose power. I choose clarity. Because once you control your reaction, you take back your life. Lesson 2. You meet people for a reason. Some teach, some transform. Every person you meet is not a mistake. Every relationship, every friendship, every stranger, they come into your life for a reason. Some people come to teach you a lesson. Some come to test your patience. Some come to break your heart. Some come to help you heal it. But none of them are meaningless. There are people you meet who show you what love feels like, even if they don't stay. There are people who treat you badly, so you learn to respect yourself. There are people who walk away, so you learn to walk alone. There are people who hurt you, so you finally set boundaries. And then, once in a while, you meet someone who transforms you. They open your mind. They expand your soul. They challenge your limits. They inspire your greatness. Most people are not meant to stay forever. And you have to be okay with that. Some were only meant to pass through your life, not stay in it. They were like bridges, not destinations. They helped you cross something you couldn't cross alone. But once you've learned the lesson, the universe removes the teacher. And that hurts. But you must understand. Just because someone left doesn't mean the connection was fake. It simply means their chapter in your story is over. So stop blaming yourself for broken friendships. Stop crying over someone who was never meant to stay. Stop holding on to a door that was only meant to be open for a short time. Instead, ask yourself, what did this person teach me? What did I learn from this connection? How did I grow from this experience? Because once you get the lesson, you get the peace. 2025 taught me this. Don't regret people. Don't hate them. Don't wish they never came. Be grateful, even for the pain, because they helped shape who you are today. Some taught me to trust. Some taught me to be careful. Some taught me how to love. Some taught me how to love myself. And a few rare souls transformed my life completely. If someone comes into your life in 2026, welcome them. If someone leaves, let them go. Because no matter how short or long their stay, they came with a purpose. Some people are not your forever. They are your becoming. Lesson 3. It's okay to put yourself first. This lesson was not easy, because for most of my life, I thought putting myself first was selfish. I thought I had to make everyone else happy, say yes to everyone, be available 24/7, put others' needs before mine, be the nice one, the selfless one. And what happened? I burned out. I lost my peace. I lost my boundaries. And slowly, I lost myself. But in 2025, something inside me said, you matter too. And that changed everything. Putting yourself first does not mean being rude. It does not mean ignoring others. It does not mean becoming selfish. It means protecting your energy. It means choosing your mental health. It means listening to your inner voice before the outside noise. It means saying, no, I don't have the time for that. No, that's not healthy for me. No, I can't keep pouring from an empty cup. And guess what? The people who truly love you will respect your boundaries. The ones who guilt trip you were only using you. You can be kind and still say no. You can be helpful and still say not today. You can be generous and still choose rest over people-pleasing. 2025 taught me, nobody is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to choose yourself. Because when you give everything to everyone else, you have nothing left for your dreams, your health, your growth, your peace. And what's the point of making everyone else happy if you're dying inside? So it's not selfish to put yourself first. It's survival. It's strength. It's self-respect. In 2026, I will still care for others. I will still be kind. But not at the cost of my sanity, not at the cost of my dreams, because you can't pour into the world if you are empty. Fill your own cup first. And then, you'll have more love, more energy, and more peace to share with the world. The real way. Lesson 4. Discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel excited. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel nothing at all. If you only work when you feel motivated, you will quit very soon. This year showed me that real progress comes from discipline, not motivation. Discipline means doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Showing up on boring days. continuing when nobody is watching, repeating the same small actions again and again. Motivation says, I'll do it when I feel ready. Discipline says, I'll do it because I decided. And life rewards decisions, not moods. Let me explain this in a very simple way. Imagine two people. One waits for motivation. One follows discipline. The first person starts strong, big plans, big dreams, big excitement. But when life gets hard, they stop. The second person starts small. No excitement, no big feelings. But they show up every day. After 1 year, the disciplined person wins. Not because they are special, but because they stayed consistent. 2025 taught me this clearly. You don't need to feel good to do good work. You don't need confidence to take action. You don't need motivation to move forward. You need a system, a routine, a non-negotiable promise to yourself. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel weak. But discipline carries you through both. Every time you do something difficult, even when you don't want to, you build self-trust. You start believing in yourself again. And once you trust yourself, your whole life changes. Lesson 5. Nothing is permanent in life. This lesson changed how I see pain, success, and fear. Nothing in life stays the same forever. Not happiness, not sadness, not success, not failure, not people, not situations. Everything changes. When life was good, I learned not to get arrogant. When life was painful, I learned not to lose hope. Because both will pass. This lesson is painful, but also very freeing. When you are going through a hard time, remember this. This is not my forever. When you feel broken, tired, or lost, this phase will end. And when life feels good, remember this too. Stay humble. Stay grounded. Because life moves in seasons. There are seasons of growth, seasons of struggle, seasons of silence, seasons of success, and every season has a purpose. 2025 taught me not to cling too tightly and not to fear change. People change, circumstances change, dreams evolve, paths shift, and that's okay. Sometimes life removes things to protect you. Sometimes it takes things away to make space for something better. What hurts today may save you tomorrow. What feels like loss may be redirection. So don't panic when things fall apart. Don't break when life feels unstable. Instead, say this to yourself. This is temporary. I will adapt. I will survive. I will grow. Because if nothing is permanent, then pain is not permanent either. And that thought alone can give you strength to breathe again. Lesson 6. The smallest efforts compound into the biggest results. You don't need to make huge moves to change your life. You just need to do small things, consistently. Reading 5 pages a day doesn't feel like much, but in 1 year, you'll finish 15+ books. Speaking English for just 10 minutes a day may seem useless, but after 1 year, your fluency will surprise you. Saving just $1 a day might feel like nothing, but over time, it adds up, more than you think. It's called the compound effect. Small actions repeated every day become massive results over time. But most people don't trust the process. They want fast progress, instant results. They want to lose weight in 7 days. They want to speak English fluently in 1 month. They want success without the patience. So what happens? They start. They don't see results. They quit. And they repeat that cycle. Forever. Success is invisible in the beginning. Growth is silent in the early days. The results don't show up immediately, but they are building silently. Imagine planting a seed in the soil. You water it every day. For weeks, nothing happens. But underneath the soil, roots are forming. And one day, without warning, it breaks the ground and grows. That's how your effort works. You may not see anything in the mirror. You may not feel confident. You may feel like you're wasting time. But if you stay consistent, you'll wake up one day and realize you've changed. You've become stronger, more disciplined, more skilled, more focused. And it didn't come from one big action. It came from small decisions made daily. You don't need to be extreme. You need to be consistent. Small wins every day. They will build the life you dream about. Lesson 7. Most people don't change. So stop waiting for them. There were people I loved deeply, people I believed in, people I gave chance after chance. I thought, maybe they'll understand. Maybe they'll finally change. But they didn't. And that broke me. Until I learned the truth. Most people don't change. Not because they can't, but because they don't want to. And the more you wait for them to grow, the more stuck you become. You lose years hoping they'll treat you better. You lose energy repeating the same conversations. You lose confidence trying to fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. Sometimes we love someone's potential more than their reality. We hold on to their possibility instead of their pattern. But life is short. If someone shows you, again and again, who they are, believe them. Stop trying to convince them. Stop begging for respect. Stop waiting for a different version of the same person. It's not your job to heal everyone. It's not your responsibility to save people who keep choosing pain. And it's not your fault that they refuse to grow. Let go. Let go of the toxic patterns. Let go of the hope that hurts you. Let go of the emotional weight that keeps you stuck. And don't feel guilty for walking away. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. In 2026, stop waiting for them to become better. Become better yourself. Surround yourself with people who respect your time, value your growth, communicate clearly, take responsibility. Choose peace over drama. Because once you stop waiting for the wrong people, you make space for the right ones. Lesson 8. Loneliness is not always a bad thing. In 2025, there were moments when I felt completely alone. No messages, no calls, no one to talk to. And honestly, it hurt. But something unexpected happened in that silence. I started hearing my own voice again. No noise, no pressure, no opinions. Just me and my truth. And that's when I learned one of the most powerful lessons of the year. Loneliness is not always a curse. Sometimes it's a hidden gift. Most people are afraid of being alone. They jump from person to person. They keep the TV on all day. They scroll endlessly on their phone. Not because they enjoy it, but because they're afraid of silence. You can only truly find yourself when you're alone with yourself. It's in that quiet time that you realize what you really feel, what you truly need, what's working in your life and what's not, who you miss and who you're better without, what parts of you need healing. Alone time is not empty time. It's growth time. It's when you reset. It's when you reconnect with your values. It's when you stop performing and start reflecting. And most importantly, it's when you build emotional strength. Because once you can sit with yourself, without fear, without distraction, you become powerful. You no longer depend on fake friendships. You no longer chase attention. You no longer need constant validation. You start enjoying your own company. You start creating. You start healing. You don't become stronger around people. You become stronger when you face yourself. So if you're going through a lonely phase right now, don't fight it. Don't rush to escape it. Use it. Read more. Journal your thoughts. Go for solo walks. Sit in silence. Feel the discomfort. Grow through it. Because one day, you'll look back and say, that lonely season saved my life. Lesson 9. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. I had so many dreams. Start something new. Speak better English. Build better habits. Learn new skills. But I kept delaying. Not because I was lazy, but because I wanted everything to be perfect. I wanted to be fully ready. I wanted to have the best tools. I wanted everything to go smoothly. So what happened? Nothing. I waited and waited and waited until I realized perfection is a lie your brain tells you to protect you from fear. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start, because progress doesn't come from waiting. It comes from messy action. It comes from showing up unprepared and learning as you go. Imagine a child learning to walk. They fall again and again. They wobble. They hit their head. But they keep trying. They don't say, let me wait till I'm perfect at walking. They just start. And that's how they get better. Now think about your own life. You want to learn English? Don't wait to speak perfectly. Start with 2 sentences a day. Get fit? Don't wait to join the best gym. Start with 10 push-ups at home. Start a business? Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start with what you have. Your first step will be ugly. Your first video might be awkward. Your first effort may fail. But without that imperfect first step, there is no second step. Perfection kills dreams. Action builds momentum. And here's the secret. Once you start, your brain shifts from fear to focus. Once you move, your confidence starts growing. Once you begin, you become. Start small, start scared, start confused, but just start. Because the moment you do, you step into a version of yourself you've never seen before. Lesson 10. Your phone is stealing your life. Every time I felt bored, anxious, or uncomfortable, I picked up my phone. Even when I had nothing to check, I opened an app, scrolled, watched, refreshed. Not because I needed it, but because I had become addicted to escaping the present moment. And I realized something that hit me like a storm. My phone wasn't just stealing my time. It was stealing my life. Think about it. We check our phones hundreds of times a day. Every small break, we open it. Every uncomfortable emotion, we run to it. Every time we want to avoid something, we escape into it. But while we scroll, books are waiting to be read. Dreams are waiting to be built. Our mind is begging for silence. Real conversations are passing us by. And life is slipping through our fingers. I wasn't living my life. I was living inside a screen. And here's what's worse. Your phone is designed to keep you distracted. The apps are not built to help you grow. They're built to keep you hooked. They steal your focus. They shorten your attention span. They replace your thoughts with noise. They destroy your discipline. And the cost? You feel tired, even when you've done nothing. You feel anxious, even though you're safe. You feel empty, even after hours of watching content. There was a day when I felt mentally exhausted. I thought, I've been working all day. But then I looked at my phone stats, and I saw I spent over 6 hours on social media. 6 hours. Gone. That was the moment I knew something had to change. Now I'm not saying throw your phone away, but use it like a tool, not like a trap. Start here. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Set screen time limits. Schedule phone-free hours. Don't check your phone first thing in the morning. Don't fall asleep with it in your hand. The more time you give to your screen, the less you give to your soul. In 2026, protect your time, because attention is the new currency. If you don't control your focus, someone else will. Use your phone, but don't let it use you. Lesson 11. You will look back and realize the pain made you stronger. I felt lost. I felt betrayed. I felt invisible. I felt like the universe had forgotten me. And during those days, I kept asking, why is this happening to me? Why now? What did I do wrong? But with time, something changed. Slowly, I started connecting the dots, and I realized the pain didn't destroy me. It trained me. That heartbreak, it taught me self-respect. That failure, it taught me resilience. That loneliness, it taught me independence. That rejection, it taught me redirection. The truth is, pain forces you to grow in ways comfort never will. It opens your eyes. It burns your illusions. It cleans out what's fake. It toughens your spirit. Nobody likes pain. But sometimes, it's the only thing that can break the lies you've believed for too long. Because even though they hurt me, they also built me. The truth is, if life was always easy, you'd never become strong. Your strength comes from everything you've survived. Your wisdom comes from everything you've overcome. You don't need a perfect life. You need a strong mind. One day, I'll look back at this and say, that pain was my turning point. So if you're going through something right now, I know it's hard, but don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't hate it. Learn from it. Ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? How is this shaping my future? What strength is being born in me right now? Because the truth is, your story won't be about how easy your life was. It will be about how you rose from what tried to break you. And in the end, it's not the easy moments you'll be most proud of. It's the ones you fought through and won. Lesson 12. Rest is productive. When I wasn't working, when I wasn't studying, when I wasn't creating or building something, I felt like I was wasting time. So I kept pushing, kept working, kept trying to prove I was productive, even when my mind was tired and my body was screaming for rest. But the more I did that, the worse I became. I started waking up tired. I couldn't focus. My motivation was gone. And worst of all, I started hating the things I used to love. That's when I learned something that changed everything. Rest is not a waste of time. Rest is how you recharge your power. We live in a world that glorifies hustle. People say, sleep is for the weak. Winners don't rest. Grind 24/7. But that mindset is broken. It doesn't create success. It creates burnout. If your phone is at 1% battery, you charge it. But when you're at 1%, you keep going. Why? Rest is not about being lazy. It's about being wise. You cannot focus with a tired brain. You cannot grow with an exhausted soul. You cannot create something beautiful if you feel emotionally broken inside. Some of the most successful, creative, and powerful people in the world, they schedule rest. They take walks. They journal. They sit in silence. They take naps. They block time to think. Why? Because they know. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's a part of it. Your body needs it. Your creativity needs it. Your emotional health needs it. Your clarity needs it. I gave myself permission to rest, and I became more focused, more peaceful, more productive. Not because I did more, but because I had the energy to do what mattered. So in 2026, remember this. You don't need to feel guilty for resting. You don't need to earn your rest. You don't need to be busy all the time. Sometimes, the most productive thing you can do is pause. Because when you come back, you'll come back sharper, stronger, and wiser. Lesson 13. You don't need to take everything personally. In 2025, I often got hurt by people's words, silence, attitude, or behavior. Someone would ignore my message, and I'd take it personally. Someone would speak rudely, and I'd feel broken. Someone would pull away, and I'd start blaming myself. And then one day, I asked myself, what if this has nothing to do with me? What if they're going through something I don't even know about? What if I'm carrying a pain that isn't mine? That moment changed everything. Most people's behavior is a reflection of their world, not yours. If someone is rude to you, it's not always because you did something wrong. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're hurt. Maybe they've lost control of their emotions. If someone doesn't reply, it doesn't always mean they don't care. They might be overwhelmed. They might be tired. They might be avoiding their own life, not just you. And if someone walks away, it's not always a rejection of your worth. Sometimes it's a sign of their own confusion, immaturity, or inner battles. But what do? We overthink. We create stories in our head. We replay the moment again and again. We ask, was I not enough? Did I make a mistake? You are not responsible for someone else's behavior. You are responsible for how much power you give it. I stopped taking things personally, and my peace came back. Because I realized, not everything is an attack. Not every silence is rejection. Not every distance is disrespect. And not every bad moment is my fault. I started saying to myself, this is not about me. I will not carry what doesn't belong to me. I choose peace over overthinking. And it gave me freedom. You can't control people. You can't read their minds. You can't force them to act a certain way. But you can choose not to absorb their chaos. This one mindset shift can change your entire life. Stop taking everything so personally. Start protecting your energy. Because sometimes the best response is no reaction at all. Lesson 14. You attract what you focus on. Possibilities or problems. When I focused on my problems, I felt stuck. When I focused on what was missing, I felt broken. When I focused on fear, I saw reasons to quit. But the moment I changed my focus, everything changed. You don't see life as it is. You see life as you focus on it. If you focus on negativity, pain, and disappointment, that's all your mind will notice. You'll start expecting bad news. You'll start fearing the future. You'll start finding reasons to give up. But when you start focusing on possibility, hope, and solutions, your mind opens up. You start thinking clearly. You start seeing options instead of obstacles. You start moving forward, even when life is hard. Imagine two people walk into the same room. One looks around and says, "This place is so dull. Nothing exciting ever happens." The other looks around and says, "This place is quiet. Maybe I can create something here." Same room, different focus, different result. I realized I was carrying a mindset full of what could go wrong. What if I fail? What if nobody supports me? What if I'm not good enough? And those thoughts kept me small. But then I asked, what if it works? What if I become someone I'm proud of? What if this is the beginning of something beautiful? And that simple shift in focus gave me strength, energy, and belief. Remember this forever. If you focus on what's missing, your life will feel empty. If you focus on what you have, your life will feel rich. If you focus on problems, you will find more problems. But if you focus on solutions, you become unstoppable. Your thoughts are magnets. They pull reality toward them. So be careful where you place your focus, because where your focus goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, your future grows. From this day, train your brain to look for possibilities, not problems. Because every situation, even the painful ones, has a door waiting to be found. But you'll only see it if you believe it's there. Lesson 15. Most people are just surviving. So be kind. One day, I was walking through a crowd. So many faces, so many people. And suddenly, this thought hit me. How many of these people are hiding their pain? How many are smiling, but silently suffering? How many are pretending they're okay, but feel lost inside? And I realized, most people aren't living. They're just surviving. That rude person at the store? Maybe they just lost someone they love. That friend who became distant? Maybe they're battling anxiety every night. That coworker who made a mistake? Maybe they cried themselves to sleep yesterday. That stranger who seems angry? Maybe they feel invisible, like no one in the world sees them. I finally understood. Everybody is carrying something. You just can't see it. We are all fighting silent battles, mental battles, emotional wounds, unhealed trauma, fear, pressure, stress, heartbreak. Some people are fighting just to get out of bed. Some are smiling while hiding depression. Some are still trying to forgive themselves for mistakes nobody knows about. So the lesson? Be kind. Always. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Kindness is not weakness. It's strength. It takes strength to stay gentle in a world that can be cruel. It takes wisdom to respond with love when you're surrounded by pain. Because your one kind word, your one patient smile, your one, "How are you?" might be the only light someone sees that day. We always say, everyone is fighting a battle you can't see. But this year, I finally felt that truth. And from now on, I choose kindness. Not because others always deserve it, but because I refuse to become what hurt me. In a world that's tired, cold, and rushing, kindness is rare. Be the rare one. These were the 15 powerful lessons I learned in 2025. Some of them came from joy. Some came from pain. But all of them helped me grow. And if even one of these lessons spoke to your heart, I hope you remember it in 2026 and live it. Because your time is precious, your mind is powerful, and your life can change the moment you decide to learn from it. Thank you for listening. Now go out there and live with focus, peace, and strength. And if you're on the journey of becoming the best version of yourself, subscribe. Because we grow here, together.